Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Tate beats himself up in the townhouse for telling Holly that her father was killed by Eric. John pulls out his phone to warn Eric and tells him not to be too hard on himself. Eric walks up to Holly at the park, ignoring a call. She believes that his return to stand with Brady makes sense, especially after what you did. At the Kiriakis' mansion, Fiona puts a pillow over her daughter-in-law Sarah's face while she sleeps. Horrified, she snatches it away, leaving me to wonder what she was thinking. However, she is unable to let Sarah forget that she struck her. Angry with Justin for persuading EJ to withdraw the accusations, Brady sits by himself outside the pub in despair. When Ava happens to pass by, she casually makes a joke about him being a wanted man, but he isn't feeling too playful. Ava tries to cheer him up, but he's tormented with guilt, which is exacerbated by his escape from the hit and run. Given that she was around him when he fell off the wagon, she accepts some of the blame. He tells her that she had no control over his destructive journey that had lasted for a month. She remembers seeing him with that accented woman when she went back to the pub to make sure he wasn't driving home. Ava stands outside the pub, looking sympathetically at a distraught Brady with her arms crossed. Maggie is told by Xander, downstairs in the Kiriakis' mansion, how amazing Fiona and she have both been. He encounters Justin on his way to see how Sarah's soup is going. Justin reveals that EJ chose not to file a lawsuit against Brady. Glimmer Xander. Holly growls, "I know what you did, Eric," while they are in the park. "I am aware that you murdered my dad." Eric continues, "I was going to tell her tonight," wincing. "He's got 17 years to achieve that," she notes. Rather, Nicole deceived her, and everyone believed it. Eric says they were keeping her safe. Holly refers to her mom as a cunning person. Holly thought the monster that killed her father was gone, so she never looked into the accident further. Rather, he was residing beneath her roof. Tate informs John at the townhouse that he got into a disagreement with Holly over him sticking by Brady. Tate can't ignore his father even though he understands what a horrible thing he committed. John has the same emotions. Brady doesn't recall punching Sarah, so there might be more to the tale. He gives his grandson the reassurance that neither Brady nor he could stop him from loving them. Fiona, who is conflicted, puts the pillow to Sarah's face in her bedroom. She snatches the cushion away as soon as she hears the door handle turn. Xander walks in with a bowl of soup. When Sarah awakens, Xander informs her that EJ has withdrawn the accusations against Brady. Fiona finds that absurd given Brady's admission. Brady doesn't recall that happening, but Xander concurs. Thus, it's critical that Sarah remembers that evening now more than ever. Sarah is still unable to distinguish the driver's face. Xander advises Sarah to merely state that Brady did it. "Hey, he did admit it." Sarah objects to his request that she lie and won't comply. Then, Xander advises her to undergo hypnosis in order to remember. Holly accuses Eric in the park of stealing her father's life in addition to killing him. Eric maintains that it was unplanned. Nicole didn't want to sabotage their family dynamic. In addition, he didn't want Holly to be aware of his actions. He felt their relationship would be ruined if she found out because he loves her like his own daughter. It has, she claims. "I really detest you." She flinches and leaps away from him as he reaches out to her. She has no forgiveness for him. Propped up on bed, Sarah is flanked by Xander and Fiona. Sarah gives Xander a somber glance. Maggie wonders what Victor would say as she concerns to Justin about the family disintegrating. She starts crying as she looks at his picture. "I hope you could be here." Although Justin consoles her, he cautions that EJ is still searching for evidence against Brady, such as a witness. Maggie informs him that Sarah is beginning to remember what happened that evening. Brady queries Ava outside the pub on if she told anyone that she found him with the woman. She didn't. She was simply relieved to learn that they weren't driving to the Salem Inn, instead, they were strolling. Brady sighs, at least not that night. He requests that she keep their meeting a secret from others. Is she married or anything, Ava wonders. She's Xander's mother, acknowledges Brady. Ava swears silently and grins with pleasure. She offers to listen if he ever needs to talk before he goes. Fiona laughs at hypnosis in the Kiriaki's bedroom, but Xander and Sarah inform her that Marlena is well known. Sarah doesn't think Marlena will want to assist them in locking up her stepson, though. Xander has faith that Marlena will desire to act morally. Considering that Xander shot her, Fiona questions that. Xander is curious as to how she found out. Fiona pretends to fib and tells Brady that she looked up Xander online when she arrived in town. Xander maintains that Sarah is the reason he's a better man today. That's why he demands payment from Brady. Sarah concurs with Fiona that they ought to move on from it. That is not possible, so Xander persuades her to see Marlena. Eric says he's sorry, really, at the park, but he's not expecting Holly to forgive him. He adored Daniel, and he was his friend. Holly shoots back, that's the thing. She was never able to adore him. And you are to blame for that. She turns to leave. Eric's face is filled with tears. Eric, alone himself, remembers discussing with Sarah years prior the idea of hiding the truth from Holly. He tells Nicole over the phone that she has to know something. Holly storms into the Kiriaki's living room in a state of distress. She informs Maggie, sobbing, that she has discovered the person who killed her father. Maggie gives her a hug. Brady and John have a hug in the townhouse. Tate follows John's advice and texts Holly to let her know he's available if she wants to talk. When Brady gets home, he informs his stunned family that EJ has withdrawn the accusations. Tate smiles while Brady fakes a faint smile at John's enthusiastic hug. Fiona leaves the married couple alone after removing Sarah's food dish from the bedroom. Xander, who is sitting with Sarah on the bed, expresses hope that hypnosis may enable her to recall the hit and run. Fiona listens at the door in the hallway. I apologize, Xander, she tells herself. I can't let that take place. As everyone knows, there are never any guarantees in soap operas. Certainly, relationships aren't. Like Gabby and Stefan from Days of Our Lives, for example. Following his resurrection and their reunion, it appeared as though nothing could ever separate them once more. And yet, here we are, the affair between Stefan and Ava revealed to be intoxicated, and Gabby's retaliatory sex with EJ disclosed. This kind of triangle results in a pregnancy and a who's the daddy mystery for a large portion of the daytime population. However, given that Gabby hasn't been able to conceive since she was assaulted during her first jail sentence, it isn't possible in this instance. Correct? Rethink your thoughts. Since nothing is ever certain during the day, including medical diagnostics, as we have stated, heck, Nicole and I recently went through this. Following her loss in 2008, she was informed that she would never be able to bring a child to term. And after that, she gave birth to Jude 15 years later. Which brings us back to this point. This be the miracle child that EJ had previously believed he was having only with Gabby rather than Nicole. And while Gabby becoming pregnant with EJ's child would undoubtedly be amazing, it would also be the last straw for her and Stefan. Because having a child with EJ would be devastating, even though she would probably be overjoyed to have one after all these years of being told it would never be possible again. Gabby's eternal bond would be with him, not with Stefan, her genuine love. because it was evident that Stabby still loves each other and is just ruining their relationship out of small-minded stubbornness, even after their meltdown when she had an affair with EJ. Naturally, if we were EJ, who recently got over his own "who's the daddy" drama, we would be requesting new paternity tests virtually every week from a variety of medical professionals to make sure there was no malfeasance. Whatever way you cut it, though, we're quite sure nobody would want this miracle. It's still possible for them to change their minds. But if Gabby is carrying EJ's child, you can sure it will be. Stefan was never going to be able to get over that. By informing him that EJ was better in bed and asking whether Stefan's older brother also got Gabby pregnant, Gabby couldn't help but stab him in the back. That concludes the Stabby line. However, if that child turned out to be Stefan's, that might be the one thing that gets them to swallow their pride and make amends. With Xander and Sarah, it definitely worked. Gabby may even have gone so far as to alter the inevitable paternity results to ensure that it occurs regardless of the circumstances in the hopes that a miraculous baby with Stefan will mend their damaged relationship. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.